Joe Jeezy, you legend, the ageless wonder, the North American GOAT mountain runner here in studio after an amazing second place finish in the Ascent today. How you feeling, bro?
Good, man. Good. Wanted to prove some people wrong, man. I think a lot of people didn't have me on the team or beating the guys that I beat today. But I knew what I could do. So.
Of course you did. Perfect place to start. I want to give you an opportunity to shame me and Freetrail publicly here. There was some chatter on Instagram that we had overlooked you in our fantasy favorites post.
Hey, shout out to James Loriello. He definitely, I didn't realize it. Like I'm not on social like a ton these days, but James had tagged me and I saw the post and I'm like, yeah, they didn't even mention me. I've been racing these guys that you have mentioned ahead of me. What's going on? But hey, I've always said I'm fueled by negativity.
Yeah.
So if there's some doubt, it plays to my favor. Yeah. So I appreciate it either way.
Well, I just want to also say publicly, we have nothing but respect for Joe Gray, the man and the athlete. You and I are of the same vintage. I've known who you are and followed your career for 15, 17 years at this point. Mea culpa for not including a photo of you in that Instagram post. I swear to God, we have a million photos, but we don't have many of you. And we are limited to the amazing archive of our friend and partner, Ryan Thrower here. But just wanted to say publicly, we never overlook Joe Gray. You're an absolute icon and legend, as you proved here again today. So maybe first, how many Team USAs is this for you now in your career?
I don't know the exact Team USA is like cross country everything.
Sure.
I don't know that number off the top of my head. I will know it when I get.
But
my phone back.
It's in the 20s, right?
No, it's in the 30s. Yeah,
it's in the 30s.
Yeah, it's in the 30s. Yeah.
So nobody else.
But I made every team for mountain running since 2008.
Ryan.
And it's important to. Not like trying to toot my own horn here, but like those are teams that I earned the spot. I didn't get it because someone gave up a spot.
Resume.
I earned those spots. I don't like that resume stuff.
That is unbelievable. So just for our viewers and listeners here, it's worth reinforcing. 17 years in a row, you've earned your spot on Team USA, and you did so again here in the Ascent today at Broken Arrow. Another opportunity to go to the World Championships in Confranc. It seems like you're targeting just the vertical this year because you didn't do the classic at Sunapee, right?
No, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't feel like I had enough time to get in shape for all of it because I had been doing some master stuff this year, and I wanted to take a break after kind of doing some of that, and I didn't think I would be able to be in shape early June for that Sunapee race. And, Tom puts on a good event. Like I would have loved to come out there, and I heard it was nasty weather too. So, but you can't do it all, especially when you get older. Yeah.
So tell me about the evolution of your motivation over time, because to me, you could see it as, let's keep this streak alive, 17 years in a row, doing the vertical, but you are a masters athlete now coming into a race that's shortened, which I want to talk about. But also, it's at this point in your career, you could choose to do any number of different things. What is it about, qualifying for Team USA and going and racing at the World Championships that still got you motivated? You are a two-time world champion also, we should say.
Yeah. Man, there's something about the World Championships and having that Team USA on your chest that's really special. Always meant something big to me. When I was a kid looking at sports and seeing people at the Olympics or World Championships, understood what that meant and the level of athletes, the caliber of athletes that you're going to see at those championships. If you truly want to see who you are and where you are in the world, that's the place to do it. You're going to be racing everybody, the best of the best. And so I love that challenge. You can win your national title. You can win a bunch of those. And you may not even be close to being anywhere near some of the best guys in the world. Yeah. So it's a great testing ground, great proving ground, and also just an honor to have that, like I said, to represent your country at a major championship. So it always motivates me.
Yeah, awesome. So yesterday there was some breaking and unfortunate news, it seems like, from your perspective, as we were talking about in the elevator a second ago. The course was shortened to being just over 2 miles with roughly 2,000 feet of climbing. Tell us how that impacted the strategy and the mindset coming into today, and who it favored.
I think it being like, it changed the race in a major way, right? Because there's that lack of vertical gain and grind. It'll allow somebody with a really high VO2 or a younger athlete per se who has really good speed, like a Christian coming off great track seasons, great road seasons. He's a very high VO2 guy. So it allows him the ability to kind of like really pound the race and push the pace early on. And if he runs out of gas, he's so strong that he could maybe hold up people off. And not just him, there are plenty of other guys too who it favored. I think it hurts some of the guys who were maybe more conservative, guys who make late runs in races, and guys like myself. And so, but ultimately I knew when they changed it, I was like, it's not in my favor, but at the same time, the goal is racing. I'm here to race. I'm not here to get a Strava segment or a KOM. Like, I'm here to race you, and you're here to race me, and you got to compete. No, if they said it was 10 minutes, you got to race for 10 minutes. So I knew there was going to be a battle with the names that were here. I mean, there was no chance that this was going to be an easy effort.
All right. Speaking of which, tell us how it played out. I saw you about halfway up the hill. It was already Christian in front with you just behind. So would love to just get the short version of the race report to the extent you can condense 20 minutes of uphill gassing into a couple minutes. Tell us how it played out.
I mean, man, it was early on. We were on the grass slopes, and it reminded me of like people trying to just like get out of a bad situation. It looked like we were running from something bad that happened beneath us. Like, it was crazy. People were just scrambling all over the place. And then I was in good position. I got stuck behind the guy with the poles, and then I couldn't get around him. I've had some bad experiences with poles, so I was afraid to get too close to him. And then Christian goes by me, Tyler goes by me, Killian and Imano went past me, and so I found myself. I'm like, we get to the off of that grass slope there, and I'm like, man, there's like 10 guys ahead of me at this point. I'm like, because we don't have much time. I mean, I think in my mind, I was thinking, man, we probably only have 15 minutes from here. Like, it's not much to go. And so I was trying to catch up with them and slowly catching up. And then, Killian and Henri came back, and it was just the Americans. And I was like, whoa, everyone's running really good. Like, we got a good team here.
Yes.
And man, I just made a move past Cam into second. And I think when we got to you, I didn't know necessarily what to do, because I was like, I could tell Christian he's running really strong. And I'm like, could I chase him down? If there was the original course, I probably would have tried to. But then I was like, I need to probably protect my position at this point.
Yeah.
Don't do anything stupid, because we were on that ridge at that point.
Yeah.
And, I had rolled my ankle a couple days ago, and I was thinking, like, we have enough running left to where if I roll it again, there's guys that are breathing down my neck, and it would be pretty heartbreaking, because I could see the last position right there. Like, I think it was Demore. He was 5th.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was 5th overall, but I know he was the 5th American.
Yep.
And I could see all those guys in a line. So I'm like, if you get hurt, you're not making the team.
So you did make the team, and it makes me want to ask too, just kind of about vertical racing in general, because I'm embarrassed to admit I've actually never raced a vertical, and you're of course very, very experienced. It seems to me, and maybe you could use today's race as an example of, like, it's really about nailing the effort from the start, because if you go a little bit overboard, you kind of implode. It feels like if you go 2 VO2 max too early, Or is it just a matter of, you pin it from the start? Do you have any secrets of vertical race?
There's any secret or a way to pin it down. Like ultimately, it's like for me, when I'm explaining it, it depends who you're racing and what the strategy is. Like if you're racing guys, there's no fear that they can close better than you. Yeah, you can go out and run the first half like a madman because there's no one at your caliber. There's certain strategies that work with certain people and others that don't. Like the World Championships, today's race, if you add those same guys, the East African guys that were at the Worlds the last few years that we've raced and some of the other Europeans, and you put them in today's race, the race looks different.
Yeah.
It changes things a little bit. So it really depends on who's there and what everyone's feeling like.
Yeah.
Like today, I mean, I think today was fairly close to what a World Championship would feel like, just shorter.
Yeah.
Because, you had, Killian's, one of the best climbers we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm a note also extremely great climber.
Yeah. I think Philemon was the first international athlete in 7th, Philemon Kiriago. Or maybe it was Roberto De Lorenzo. Either way, the Europeans.
I didn't know Roberto ran too.
Yeah. I think he was 8th.
Yes. I mean, you had some really good runners from Europe here. And also Kiriago obviously has had a great season. So it's probably pretty close to what we'll see at a World Championship.
All right. So one thing I just want to emphasize for our audience here too. Christian's got 3 kids. Mm-hmm. You've got 2 kids. 5 kids among the top 2 guys. Let's go for the dad category.
Yeah, man.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Yeah. So talk about Team USA. Christian, Joe Gray, Cam Smith, who's qualified in the Classic also. Mm-hmm. And in 4th place was Tyler McCandless. How are you feeling about the teammates going into the World Championships before the resume spots are announced?
That's the team that I predicted, honestly. And I'm happy. I'm stoked. Love those guys. All good dudes that they get down to business. They compete. And they're all, all of us are veterans of big competitions. So I think this is a strong team. And looking at some of the other countries, I'm like, this is a medal team.
Yeah.
We just, you know how it is. You got to show up on the championship day, but this group of guys, that's a medal team for sure.
Okay, so you finished in 24 minutes and 12 seconds for 2nd place overall. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about longevity over time too. I mean, we kind of talked about this, but 17 years you've been qualifying for teams. You're in your 40s now. You're still racing short distance. I mean, for a 24-minute race, for a guy in his 40s to be going up against, these dudes in their early to mid-20s who are coming straight out of track and field, it's really impressive. So maybe you could share a little bit about how you've been able to maintain this extreme high level of performance over almost 2 decades now.
Man, I don't know. I don't know what to equate it to. I think it's just, I love competing, man. And there's always new guys out there. Over the course of those 17 years, there's been guys who you get beat maybe and they kind of fuel you, or there's guys that really kind of push you to be better. So it's like, I don't know, that constant motion of dealing with those ebbs and flows have been something that have motivated me over the years for sure. Yeah.
So I saw you at the base of the mountain after you finished. I said, so what are the chances we could convince you to jump into the 23K on Sunday? So maybe you could share your answer with the audience here, because I'm sure they're curious.
I'm on vacation with my family, and also there's no team associated with the 23, so I don't see the purpose.
All right, so you make your 46K debut tomorrow, and you go short trail Team USA.
Honestly, I was thinking about doing the 46 because initially I was like, I think I have a better chance of getting aerobically fit as opposed to, something like a VK. But I don't know. Yeah. I do like that loop. I've done it one time.
Yeah, you won the 23K. I think it was 3 years ago.
It is a pretty cool course, but and I don't know about a 50 this year.
It's funny. This would maybe be interesting for the audience too, because while you and I were chatting at the base of the mountain, Grayson Murphy came up, who's racing tomorrow. Grayson's sort of like the Joe Gray equivalent for American mountain running on the women's side. She's going for a 46K short trail team for the first time in her career. I know you've run a few 50Ks in your career, but you've been on the mountain running side of things, focused on the vertical and the classics. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm sure I know you get this question all the time, but I mean, we would love to see you race like, you know, a short trail type thing at the World Championships or an OCC at UTMB.
I would totally be open to like those types of races for sure, man. It's up to this point in my career, it hasn't made sense for me, but you know, maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. You know how it is, the business side of it too.
Yeah,
I got to look at that as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe we could close by just talking about what you do have coming up. World Championships aside, we've got that established. What else do you have going on through the summer and fall?
So in July, there's the Colorado Springs trail running camp for kids that we put on.
Sweet.
And man, I'm pumped to do that. Like, I think that camp usually fuels my second, you know, training phase of the summer, seeing those kids, just pushing them, learning from them, honestly. Like, you're teaching them things and it's kind of reteaching you things, seeing their drive and their, you know, motivation. It kind of gets you reinvigorated, remotivated. So I'm pumped to put that camp on again with the kids. And then after that, you know, the real training starts to get ready for that World Championship.
Yeah. Well, closing comment for me, always great to see you race. You're an incredible inspiration for those of us who are aging dads trying to be good athletes. You provide a great role model to look up to. And I want to say also, HOKA's sponsoring our coverage here today. I saw you wearing those like old school claw mountain running shoes on the mountain today.
Yeah, the Jaws.
Plus, of course, Never Second, another great mutual supporter of ours. And Joe Gray here appearing on the front page of the Trail Times, the newspaper that we did in collaboration with Never Second as part of this 10-day North American celebration.
Brands, two good people too. I mean, like, been awesome working with both of those companies over the years for sure.
Yeah. Joe Gray, you're the man, dude. Congrats again on today. And we're sorry for not including you in the Instagram post. We will never make that mistake again.
Hey, you know, like I said, I appreciate it either way. Yeah. But I didn't look at it necessarily that you guys are overlooking me. I understand there's a million athletes that you have to cover. If I feel slighted from a personal perspective, that's me talking to you. I don't necessarily I'm not going to go to my Instagram and be like, man, screw Freetrail. You know, like, because honestly, that's my issue. It's not a public issue. I understand there are a million athletes. You guys have to cover everybody. Totally understandable.
It's all
but I'll use it for fuel
and admiration. Yeah, good. So we take credit for it. We take credit.
It's because of you guys that I got second today, so I appreciate it.
Well, I hope you have a great vacation with your family. We should say for the audience, Joe was going to join the live show, but of course you're going to be taking off and hanging out with the family this weekend. So we appreciate you coming into studio and doing a little one-off.
Man, no, thank you guys for having us.
Me. I appreciate it. Red, white, and blue, the World Championships. We'll see you there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You going to be out there?
Yeah, we're there.
Sweet. Are you really coming?
Yeah, we're coming. Yeah.
Dang, that's going to be cool, man. Yeah. Have you guys been to that part of Spain?